The gentle halos of light were akin to a mother's pair of hands when they gently touched the delicate skin of the clouds, creating an exceptionally beautiful feeling that seemed tangible within the illusory space. There also seemed to be an indistinct yet majestic palace not far away, but nearly seemed like an illusion as the gentle halo of light touched it. A figure quietly stood within the clouds for a long time, gazing into the endless distance at something. He had long blue hair that draped to the floor like a waterfall. If not for his imposing stature and his wide shoulders, he might have been confused with a girl, if you only looked at him from behind. His luxurious blue robes seemed to contain rippling water. If one were to carefully look at it, their gaze would instantly be drawn to his deep azure-colored robes. Their entire soul might even be absorbed into the deep and boundless blue color that seemed to resemble an ocean. However, from the pair of equally deep eyes on his handsome face, it didn't look like he was over 20. His eyes were like black holes, yet at the same time, they seemed all-embracing. Occasionally, a purple flash would flicker through his eyes, which would astonish one's soul. This would instantly create a beautiful feeling, one that could determine one's life or death. The man lightly sighed, a faintly distressed look appearing upon his face. He slightly furrowed his brow as if he was currently comprehending the secrets of heaven and earth. Third brother. A soft voice echoed out. A figure stepped out from the illusory space, arriving beside the blue-clothed young man. She habitually held the man's arm in a gentle manner. The smoothness of her action made it seem as though she'd done it countless times in the past. She was wearing a pink-colored long dress, and she had long hair that had been braided, which was gently draped behind her back. You could see her exquisitely slender and beautiful white neck from behind, while her long dress tightly wrapped around her waist, further accenting her perfect figure. A faint smile appeared on her beautiful face as she pulled on the blue-shirted man's arm. She gently laid her head on his shoulder, causing her braids to fall next to the man's long blue hair. They quietly curled around his hair, twisting the man's long hair. A loving smile that contained a trace of helplessness appeared on the blue-shirted man's handsome face. Even though you're a mother already, you're still so naughty. The woman wearing the pink dress was somewhat discontent as she pouted. So what if I'm a mother now? Does that mean that I can't throw a tantrum? Aren't you still called Tang-san, even though you're now the enforcer of the God Realm and the God of the Sea? You're still my third brother. Once Xiao Wu heard Tang-san bring up their daughter, a gentle look instantly filled her eyes. Xiao Qi is simply too clingy. We only have time together when she's sleeping. Third brother, I saw that you were displeased earlier. Is it because of issues within the Duluo continent? Tang-san nodded his head as he lightly sighed and said, a single day in the God Realm is equivalent to a year in the mortal world. This is true for every single plane. I had originally wanted to stay in the Duluo continent for a period of time, but I was forced to return to the God Realm in order to take care of the general situation here, due to a bet between the God Kings, kindness, and evil. However, I didn't think that the Tang sect would have decayed after only 20 or so years within the God Realm, which is equivalent to 10,000 years in the Duluo continent. Xiao Yu unhappily said, kindness and evil are simply too crafty. They're too irresponsible using their bet as an excuse to descend to the mortal world. They previously found a married couple to replace their godly position. However, the couple's previous experience was simply too pitiful. If not for that, you could have let them take care of the general situation here, and could have relaxed a bit more. Tang-san said, from the outside, the Enforcer and God King positions appear to be quite lofty positions, but they aren't responsibilities that everyone is willing to undertake. The Duluo continent has clearly become somewhat chaotic due to the changes that have occurred within the past 10,000 years, especially the continental collision that happened due to the shifting of the Earth's crust 4,000 years ago. Not only did it cause the Duluo continent to more than double in size, it also caused many changes to happen to the Duluo continent. Xiao Wu said, the Tang sect also began declining at that time. Third brother, you shouldn't think too much about it. In a way, the Tang sect's decline can also be attributed to the progress of both time and the plane itself. Tang-san nodded his head. You're right, but after all, the Tang sect was created by me. I really would hate for it to be destroyed because of this. But sadly, I can't interfere in the changes of a plane, since I'm the enforcer of the God Realm. However, it seems that a new star will soon rise within the Duluo continent, and he will be extremely closely linked to my Tang sect. I'll try to get a clearer look at his destiny, but so far it's heavily clouded. I hope that everything will develop in a good direction. Tang-san raised his hand and lovingly pinched her nose. You only know how to play. While they were talking, a small head popped out from some nearby clouds. She looked about 11 or 12 and her beautiful round eyes blinked. Her appearance was extremely similar to Tang-san's, but her body was much softer and her eyes were closer to Xiao Wu's. I've always heard Dad and Mom talking about the Duluo continent. It seems really fun. Hey he. Her petite body quietly disappeared into the clouds as she spoke. Subscribe for more interesting videos. Take care, bye.